Welcome everyone to a new Valheim video. Today I will show you how to prepare for and defeat Bonemass without dying. Firstly, let's catch up on where we have been on this permadeath series. So in the last episode we saw how Halfdan died in the swamp. Quite a traumatic moment for me, but we got back up. We dusted ourselves off and we went again. So since then we restarted with a new character and a new seed. So let me introduce you to Frode, son of Halfdan. Now Frode means clever and wise, so I'm hoping Frode will be the one to complete this challenge, but you never know, do you? So two things I wanted to do differently this time around. Firstly, I decided in the first part of the game or early game, I wanted to run with some troll armor until we get to wolf armor. So no messing around with bronze or iron. And the reason for this is because I did want to spend all the time farming the metals, but also troll armor it's not only easier to farm because you just have to kill a bunch of trolls, but it doesn't reduce your movement speed, but it also has this sneak effect which can be really handy as well. On the flip side, it is less durable and has a lower armor score, but I'm happy with how we've used it so far and it's worked out really well. Also, number two, I wanted to set up a base close to water and the Black Forest. Last time, if you remember, the base was in the meadows but not close enough to any water for us to find any neck meat, and it was a little bit too far away from Black Forest for us to easily navigate and get materials there. So now we can quite easily access blueberries, thistle, corewood, that type of thing, and there's lots of neck meat very close by as well. In all, it's a quicker and more focused playthrough this time around. So over the past 3 weeks, I've been playing through the game with Frode. We've been streaming it live on Twitch, and now we find ourselves in a position to take on Bonemass, or Bonemass as I've seen it referred to in some subreddits. Okay, so after defeating the Elder, the next step is to start to gather new materials from the swamp. Now, the swamp can be quite a scary place the first time you go there, so you need to be very cautious. But the key items and key materials you want to be collecting, I won't go into everything right now, but the key things are iron and chains, which you can get from the crypts. You just need to use the swamp key, which you've been given after you defeat the Elder. You can also get chains from wraiths, which spawn at night. The other things you want to look out for are entrails, which you can get from defeating draugrs. Also turnip seeds, which similar to carrot seeds kind of flower from the ground. And then the other thing to look out for is ancient bark, which you can also pick up from crypts, but also you can just chop them down from the old looking trees in the swamp. So some things to look out for. Obviously there's a bunch more as well, so collect everything because everything you collect will give you a new recipe. Those key items will now allow you to learn new recipes. So iron is very important because it will allow you to access all the iron weapons such as a mace, a sword, all the iron armor, the huntsman bow, which is very important for the way I'm playing through this, the iron axe as well, and all of this will take a fair amount of iron, which is one of the reasons I'm not using iron for my armor sets. So for example, a mace, to get to a level 4 mace, you need 80 iron, and the same goes for a huntsman bow. So if you're to level 4 both these items, you need 160 iron from that. So the chain will also allow you to upgrade your forge to a level 6 using the forge bellow. So you just need chain, deer hide, and wood for that. The entrails are great for making sausages. You also need some thistle and meat, and sausages are an amazing food source. Not only do you make them in stacks of 20, but they give you 60 HP and 40 stamina. Turnip stew also, so once you turn the seeds, once you kind of sow the seeds and make turnips, you then add some meat to that and you can make some turnip stew. It's also very effective because it gives you 50 HP and 50 stamina. Okay, so you've been to the swamp, you've collected all these resources, and you've leveled up nicely. You're not done there, because if you want to make the fight with Bonemass a little bit easier, you'll need to head to the mountains as well for some additional materials. Now, when you first go into the mountains, you'll need to make sure you've got enough materials to make plenty of fires, so stone and wood, because if you go into the mountains without fire, you'll freeze and you'll quite quickly lose HP. So build a path of fires, and what you're looking for in the mountains are two things. You're looking for obsidian, which is kind of a black and jagged rock which you can mine using your pickaxe, and freeze glands, which you get from the drakes, which are kind of the flying small dragon type things, often found kind of higher up in the mountains or circling some dragon eggs. So the obsidian will allow you to upgrade your workbench to a level 5 through the addition of the tool shelf. So for the tool shelf, you'll need iron, obsidian, and fine wood. And with the freeze glands, you can make some frozen arrows, which are super, super handy for killing bone mass. The frozen arrows require wood, obsidian, freeze glands, and feathers. And you'll need to kill about 5 drakes in order to get enough frozen arrows made from that. So then, we have got all the materials, we've made our stuff. Going into battle with Bonemass then, I was going into battle with a level 3 troll gear, which kind of maxes out at 33 armor. I had an iron mace level 3, I had a huntsman bow level 3, along with over 100 frost arrows to take into battle. You also need to make a longship, which requires 100 iron nails. It requires that ancient bark, also some fine wood and some deer hide. The longship for basically getting to the Bonemass location, because I've never seen Bonemass spawn on the same area of land as where you kind of start, so you'll probably have to travel a fair amount. And just looking at my skill points, around 40 skill points for my bow and about 40 skill points for my club. So pretty decent. Obviously not dying helps a lot with that. So here we are. We're ready to go and find Bonemass. First and foremost, what you need is the location marker, which you'll find in the crypt. In most crypts, you'll find it actually. You'll also need to pick up 10 withered bones from the crypts, and they're plentiful. You could probably get them from one crypt, to be honest. You'll then need that longship, and in that longship, I would bring materials for a portal. Make sure you got a portal set up at your home base as well, so you can then, once you get to the location where Bonemass will spawn, you can set up a little base and a portal so you can fast travel back and forth. This requires Surtling Core, Grey Dwarf Eye, and Fine Wood. Next thing I recommend doing is to clear out the area around Bonemass, or where Bonemass spawns. In the example that I had, there were lots and lots of enemy spawn locations. I had to clear out 6 to 7 locations. And if you don't do that, then all that's going to happen is during the fight, you'll have a bunch of enemies spawning all the time and making it very difficult for you to focus on Bonemass. You also need to bring the right foods and meads. So I would recommend that you make plenty of sausages, you make enough turnip stew, and you bring cooked meat. Potentially honey as a kind of a backup option as well, because it's good for regenerating HP. Then you'll definitely need some poison resistance, which you will need before you even go into the swamp. So poison resistance reduces poison effect by 75%. It lasts for 10 minutes, and all you need for that is some honey, some thistle, necktail, and coal. Yeah, don't go into the swamps without that. So make enough poison resistance to last you the fight. I brought 6 with me, and I only really needed 2, maybe even 1. Bring some tasty mead. Tasty mead is great for getting yourself out of trouble when you're out of stamina. It basically increases your stamina regeneration by 300% over the course of 10 seconds. So it's a very short-lived mead, but it's super handy. You just need honey, raspberries, and blueberries for that one. And then I'll bring some medium stamina mead, but you're more than welcome to kind of bring some medium health mead if you think it's necessary. But with those foods that I mentioned, your HP is at a very high level, and if you make sure that you're avoiding too many hits, then you should be fine. Now, once you've cleared out the area, you've got your foods ready, you've set up a little base and a portal, I would fast travel back to your home base, rest fully at the highest comfort level you've got set up. I think for me, I had comfort level 11 or 12, which again gives you more than enough time to be rested during the Bonemass fight. And then last thing, just make sure you start the fight early in the morning. So go to sleep, and as soon as you wake up, fast travel back, head to Bonemass spawn location, hand in the withered bones, and start that fight. And then, as you can see from this fight coming up, I used nearly just under 100 frost arrows, and I found myself in a really, say, lucky location during this fight, because Bonemass couldn't get to me. I'd recommend trying to do the same thing, because in the end, it was a really, really simple fight. It just took 100 frost arrows and a bit of concentration. So I will leave you with the rest of this fight to have a watch through. If you got any questions, let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you very, very soon. Peace out. Make good choices. Right, what kind of damage can we do? Tickles him. Brilliant. Just a tickle. But this is they updated the design of Bonemass. First time I've seen it. We out of gas. We out of gas. I should probably bought more tasties. It's actually not a bit bad place to chill. One hit took 3 of them out. Screw you, hippies. Someone remind me about picking up food and stuff. Oh, did I just stand in there? Did I bring enough arrows? That's the question. This is pretty decent. Like, he can't get close to me. I am worried that I'm going to have to do some close quarter combat, though. Did you... Ah, you bummer. Bummer. Don't die. Is this Fortnite? I think so. Can't get through. Halfway. Halfway. Come on. Like, perfect. Perfect, like, placement this. Can't see him. Where is he? Oh, there he is. My stamina's pretty good as well. HP is looking nice. Just gotta make sure I take these guys out in good time. Could get me, but should be okay. Right. That hit. Gave the powers to the wrong role? Really? No. What are you talking about? What can't you do, Dark? Let me have a look. I mean, I gave you the powers, if that's what you mean. If that's the wrong role, then yeah. Probably right. Maybe I shouldn't have given you powers. Why? What was I so scared of? Easy. GG's.